Hi there, my name is Carolyn Soldo. Welcome back to our channel with the most powerful business scaling strategies for your powerhouse business. Today, I want to talk to you about LinkedIn and how you can leverage LinkedIn for your service-based business to generate high-quality prospects and revenue for your company without spending any money on advertising. As always, before we get started, make sure you hit the bell and you subscribe to our channel so you always know when new episodes become available here every week. Welcome to Powerhouse Business on YouTube. I'm your host, Carolyn Soldo. I'm a business owner, business scaling master, and mom of 2 boys. I love thinking big, pushing boundaries, and doing things differently. Most of all, I'm all about achieving massive growth with ease and helping you scale your business by living the life you love. Let's go. Let's start by talking about why you should be on LinkedIn. Well, the number one reason that you should be on LinkedIn is your target market. If your target market is on LinkedIn, they're scrolling through their feed on LinkedIn, and they're using that platform, then you absolutely should be on LinkedIn. You also should be on LinkedIn to round out your marketing strategy, right? To be what they call omnipresent, to not only have a Facebook and Instagram presence, but also have a presence on LinkedIn, which is a really important channel. We have consulting clients that are on LinkedIn pretty much all the time because their specific market is spending time on LinkedIn. And because of how LinkedIn is set up, it allows us to really fine-tune our targeting because we can see the profiles, we can do qualified searches, and we can target people and connect with people and businesses that are in very specific niches. So if you're someone that is targeting some very select people, a very select market, LinkedIn might just be what you're looking for. Now, the problem with LinkedIn is that it's become sort of spammy over the years with robots sending messages, with people copying and pasting their messages. And it's led to, unfortunately, a lot of people not even looking at their messages anymore. But there is still a really, really powerful strategy and method that I want to share with you today. And I'm actually going to show you this step by step and how you can implement that for your business that will allow you to connect with the people that want to buy your services. I have to admit, I made some really big mistakes myself in the beginning when I started to use LinkedIn for marketing, and I was experimenting with what would actually work for us. So the goal, of course, is to book in a qualified conversation, right? Which you would call a sales call. But the problem is if you go direct for the sales call, if you go in and you message people and you invite them in and you meet with them, you may actually book a lot of calls, but those calls may not convert because you haven't built a relationship yet, because that person may not actually know anything about you because it's just too fast. So there is a very special way in which you can, create this relationship before you bring someone on a call, and that is what I call the Boardroom LinkedIn Marketing Plan. When we began to use LinkedIn, and especially the Boardroom Marketing Plan, we were able to bring in over $100,000 in revenue within just a couple of months. And the best part is that this strategy does not cost us anything. It's completely free. And nowadays, there are not very many free marketing tools available, right? So it's really special. And I think that you should leverage this strategy and this method too. So let me talk to you a little bit about the Boardroom Marketing Plan for LinkedIn. It's got 5 steps, and if you follow these 5 steps exactly the way I'm going to describe them to you, you will see the same sort of results and you will actually have success on LinkedIn. So the first step for you is to think about your boardroom title. You don't have to call it a boardroom if you're not in a business, field or business coaching or consulting field. You could call this anything you want. Come up with a fancy name, come up with an exciting or fun name, but essentially it is a meeting. Okay, it's a 60-minute meeting that you can host over Zoom. So it's a virtual meeting, which is nice because nowadays people, can't travel as much anymore. It's very convenient and your attendees can join from around the world. So what could be a topic for you? Think about your audience's top issues. What answers are they seeking right now? What are their, number 1, number 2, number 3 struggles that they are thinking about, every single day and they really want solutions for? That could be a good topic. And if you can promise or tell them that they will find answers for those questions and for those challenges on your boardroom or in your meeting, that will be a wonderful hook for them to attend and actually make time for your session. The second step then is for you to get really clear on your boardroom agenda. And what that really means is how you're going to be hosting and facilitating it. So our boardroom starts by myself introducing myself to our attendees, and I set the stage for them to make people feel comfortable and so that they know what to expect and we can be very efficient and effective with our time. So I will tell my attendees what the boardroom is all about, that we're here to address some of their biggest challenges in business, and that we're also here to get to know each other, to network, and to make powerful connections. Then I tell them more about myself. I want to make sure that my attendees really understand the expertise I bring to the table. I tell them how long I've been in business. I tell them what we do and who our ideal clients are, of course, as well. And then I ask them to introduce themselves. So they will share what their name is, what their business is all about, where they're from, and they will also give us their top challenge or ask for the boardroom. And once we're done going around the room, then we will begin to hot seat coach each attendee one by one to make sure that they receive what they came for. Now, at the end of this boardroom, of course, you can decide what your call to action will be. And I like to use more than one call to action. So you could think about a small yes, a medium yes, and a large yes. And what that means is that you could be making 3 offers, or you could have 3 call to actions. For example, I could tell my attendees that I have a masterclass or a video training where they can learn all about the 6 pillars to scale their business with ease, right? I could also tell them that I have a video training where they can find out how to build a business they truly love and fall back in love with their business if they have fallen out of love with it. And I would give them the links and I would, offer them that as a resource. I could also say, I have a business growth scorecard. It's an assessment. You can take it and you can dive really deep into some of the most important areas in your business to see where you have weaknesses, to see where you have potential, you have opportunities, and how to really optimize and grow your business even more. Now, that is my small and medium yes. I could also say, if this resonated with you, if you see opportunities right away, and if you think that I can help you, I would like to invite you on a clarity call or a consultation with me. And if I, during the meeting get a sense that all attendees would really benefit from a call with me, I will invite them at the end of this session, and I will maybe even pull up my calendar on our screen and ask people which slot is most convenient for them. So I might even book them in on a consultation right away. If it's not a fit for everybody, I might follow up over email after the session and allow them to book in a consultation with me then. Your next step number 3 in this plan, is to figure out how big your boardroom should be. I have found that our perfect size is between 5 and 6 attendees, not more. Because when you think about it, you have an hour and you want to make sure that everybody has enough time to give their challenges, to receive their answers, and everybody can chime in and nobody feels left out. And if you have more than 6 attendees, you may not have enough time to really serve people and make them feel like they got value from the session. Step 4 is your invitation strategy. The most important part of the strategy is, of course, to have a full boardroom. So you want to invite the right people, you want them to attend, you want them to be excited, and you want to end up with, a quality conversation and the right people in the room. So how do we do that? What I recommend is that you have a standardized outreach process, and you can do this yourself in the beginning, and then later you can outsource this to someone on your team. So maybe 1 day a week, Mondays, or maybe 3 days a week, depending on how intense you want to do this. You are reaching out to qualified prospects, and you can search for them through a simple LinkedIn search. You can also use a tool such as Sales Navigator on LinkedIn that allows you to message a certain number of people, and it provides you with a little bit more info about them. So Sales Navigator might be something you want to sign up for. But in the beginning, you can do this completely free and just do a simple search. And when you find someone, you want to, of course, connect with them and then send them a message on LinkedIn or through email if you're able to access their email information, and invite them. But just make sure that your invitation is casual enough, it's short and sweet, and it's also somewhat customized. Now you want to keep track of who you're inviting, and there are, of course, many tools you could use for that. We use Monday.com. It's a online project management tool. You could use Airtable. You could have a plain old, Google sheet or an Excel sheet and track who you're inviting. So their name, their contact info, when you invited them, and maybe even what their response was to you. And then, of course, you want to follow up. So don't just invite people and then never follow up. Make sure you go back to them and ask them. So a few days later, you may send them a second message saying, did you receive my invitation? I would love to hear back from you. Can you make it? Is this a good time? Can we get you scheduled? And then what's really important is that you register people. So don't just send them a link and say, okay, great, here's the link, come and join us during that time. But instead, send them a confirmation. So if you're using Zoom, for example, you can register people through Zoom so that they receive a confirmation email. And they receive reminder emails as well for them to join the session. You can also go as far as sending people a calendar invite so that they can block their calendars, they have a reminder on the calendar, and this just really ensures that you have a great show-up rate. And the last step, of course, is to have some sort of cadence in place that you use to host your boardrooms. Now, for us right now, we're hosting the boardrooms twice a month. And we have them blocked on the calendar. We know when they're happening. So if someone can't make, this one, maybe they can make the next one, and we sort of rinse and repeat this entire process. You also want to think about testing. So when your initial boardroom topic or your invitation is not working as well as you think it should, test it, change it, right? Switch it around. Messaging is all about being really relevant right now. And so look around the world, look around your industry, the economy. What do you need to say right now to make this relevant for people in the moment? Okay, so test it, be playful, be casual, customize it, honor your people, don't spam them, right? And then have powerful conversations on your boardrooms. And now I would love to hear from you as always. Put your questions and comments below. Talk to me about LinkedIn marketing. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Maybe you have questions about our specific LinkedIn marketing strategy and how we host our boardroom sessions. Go ahead, leave me a comment below. I would love to have a conversation with you. And now stay focused on your goals, because I believe that you are meant to bring your service and your expertise to the world. If you like this episode, make sure you give us a like below, maybe share it with your friends and colleagues, and then make sure you come back again next week. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Do you want to know the simple method our clients are using to optimize their business, boost their income, and build a business they truly love? Then download my brand new free guide where I reveal the 8 special ways to fall back in love with your business while growing it with ease, and all without giving up what you worked so hard for. To get your guide right now, go to carolinesolo.com/love.